It's probably a good idea to imagine the following situation. Imagine you are the administrative assistant to a senior manager, and he comes to you and he tells you that your company is thinking of expanding into an international market. And as much as this sounds like good news to you, he then drops the bombshell and he tells you you need to write an international business plan. So this is what you need to do. You need to write an international business plan. Now, an international business plan is basically an evaluation of a company's capability in an international market, and this plan is going to involve two parts. We're going to first do an analysis, and then we're going to write up the plan. So analysis and writing. So let's look at analysis. What does analysis involve? Now, essentially, analysis will be of two kinds. One internal and the other external. Okay, and an external analysis, an internal analysis. The internal analysis is an evaluation of the company's competitive capabilities. So that's what it is. It's about the company's competitive capabilities. And what do we mean by that? Now, competitive capabilities can be of two kinds: strengths, and if they are not well developed, then weaknesses. So a company might be strong in some regards, and it also might be weak in some regards, and this is going to have an impact on the success of the company. And some typical strengths include production capacity. If we have sufficient production capacity, then this is going to be good for us because we are expanding into an international market and we need to produce more goods. The level of technology, if we have the right technology, then we are going to be okay. And the third, flexibility. Are we willing to adapt our product or products to the needs of the new market? And some typical weaknesses include, and right at the top of the list is a lack of financial resources. Companies often enter an international market thinking that everything is going to be okay, so there's a lot of excitement at the beginning, but later on they realize that they do not have the financial capital to support new activities. So a lack of financial resources can be a huge problem. And second, poor knowledge of the foreign market. Poor knowledge of the foreign market. It might not fully understand how to do business in the new market. A third common weakness, I'm just going to draw the arrow this way, is this here: poor human resources. Perhaps the company's workers don't have enough knowledge or experience to work in this new market. That could be a problem. So these are some examples of strengths and weaknesses. So the business plan really begins with an evaluation of the company's strengths and weaknesses. Where are we strong? Where are we weak? And then, of course, you have the external analysis. Now, the external analysis is really just an evaluation of factors in the new market that can potentially impact on the firm's performance. So, what could those factors be? It's basically referring to the economic, social, and political political policies and trends in the foreign market that can impact on the success of our business. And the important thing to understand is that these policies and trends, these factors are usually not within our firm's control. We have very little control over these factors, but the good news is that as much as we can't control them, they can be positive, and if they are positive, they represent opportunities, and so they could be positive. They could also be negative, and if they are negative, they represent threats. So what are some examples of factors in this new environment that can impact on our firm's success? So one of those factors could be free trade. Ever since the establishment of the WTO and other associations, countries have been trying to do away, trying to eliminate barriers to trade between countries. And once barriers to trade between countries are eliminated, then this makes it easy for foreign companies to enter a domestic market. So this could have an effect. Internet usage could also have an effect, because if a country has a high usage of the internet, then this is going to be of benefit to our firm. Many foreign companies rely on the use of the internet to reach out to their new customer base, to post offers online, to understand the new culture, and for several other purposes. So the internet is a very important tool for the international company. And third, consolidation of emerging countries. Now, what's happening these days is that the governments in advanced countries are trying to make it a little bit easier for products from poor countries to enter advanced countries. So governments in those countries are trying to make it easier and are trying to give preference to products from poor countries. So that's advanced countries. Now the idea is that if we are to give products from poor countries more opportunities and more leeway to enter our advanced economy, then we would be helping those countries, because they would be increasing their wealth, because they would be able to sell their products. And that's really what the analysis is going to involve. It's going to involve two steps: an internal and external analysis. So that brings us to the end of this video. Check out the next video, because the next video is going to show you how to do the analysis. So make sure you check out the next video. Okay.